Okay, hey everyone, Jen here. In this video, I want to ask the question of, does cold email even work? Now, you might have asked yourself this because you hate receiving cold email and either bin it or relegate it to the spam inbox. However, for every cold email campaign that you bin, that business is probably booking calls and then signing deals because cold email works. Otherwise, they wouldn't be sending emails at all. In fact, statistics show that cold email provides 40 times higher customer acquisition than simply posting social content. And it is still the most popular channel for cold outreach. You see, reaching key decision makers in their primary inbox with a message that's relevant to them about solving a problem for them in their business is an art and a science. However, getting it right is something that a lot of consultants struggle to do. So I want to share with you here 7 tips for getting high open rates and calls booked for your email campaigns. Firstly, I can tell you what not to do. Don't sell in your outreach message. This is probably what you detest the most, which is receiving just simply a cold pitch out of the blue, selling you something that you don't even want. This is the number one way to get reported as spam, binned, or even blocked. Second, don't spray and pray. Don't just choose a random list and just send everyone the same message. For deliverability's sake, minimize the use of images, logos, and links or attachments to your first message. And finally, don't use special fonts and colors. Just keep it as clean and neat as possible. Have lots of white space between sentences. And if you want to, you can bold words to draw attention, but that's probably about it. Okay, the second step is to build a hyper-targeted list of the right decision maker that you would like to speak to. Once you've got the list of decision makers, you have to find a validated email for each of those decision makers. Now, there's multiple ways of doing this, but here are a few. So firstly, you could buy a list. So you could go to something like Upwork, put in your requirements, offer to pay a certain amount of money, and someone will give you a list of your required decision makers. Secondly, you could create your own custom list using tools like LinkedIn Sales Navigator, or databases like ZoomInfo or Crunchbase or Apollo. There's any number of lead databases that are usually available for a subscription. One of the problems of using email finder databases or paid lists is that other people will be paying for the same lists and using the same subscription services, and therefore the same leads are being hit very frequently with a similar offer and can become very fatigued. And this is why we prefer to build a custom list based on a custom search on Sales Navigator and then use tools to extract the email address from the website and then have a very clean and accurate list to begin emailing. This is our preferred option, although it is the most time consuming. What is important to keep in mind is that about 40% of the success of your email campaign comes down to the list that you build. And so taking time to do your research and find the right decision maker with the right email address is pretty critical at this point. The third step is to isolate the most pressing challenge that business decision maker is facing right now and craft an outreach message that's speaking to that challenge. If you can speak with 100% confidence that you're able to solve the challenge for this decision maker, this is what contributes to market message resonance. So another 40% of the campaign success just comes down to what you're saying and whether what you're saying to the right person really resonates. So between the list and the message, we're now up to 80% of the campaign success. Really, it's all about finding the right person and talking to them about the right problem and about the right solution. But remember from the first tip that what we're not doing at this stage is cold pitching. If you start an email with information about yourself and your services, this is when you lose the reader's attention. So it's very important to lead with information about them and the challenge that they face and where they'd like to get to. So this brings us to the fourth point, which is to offer value. So this is instead of pitching our services We instead offer value upfront. Because it's a cold conversation, we need something of value to open the door to establish relevancy. A cold prospect needs a no-brainer offer, something that is easy to access, probably something that's free and yet still valuable for them and worth their time, that gives them the reason to say yes to your cold message and then open the opportunity for you to build a relationship with them, understand their business problem, establish that you are the right provider to help them, and then off the back of which a sales conversation can grow. So what is something that you can offer that is valuable to your target audience? Well, it's very different according to different niches, but it could be an audit, an assessment, a blueprint. It could be just a strategy session, a roadmap. It could be some form of lead magnet like a guide or an ebook. It could be a webinar or free training. It doesn't really matter what it is, as long as it's something with a low barrier to entry that allows your ideal client to say yes, engage with you, and then open the door for a future relationship to develop. At this point, they're not trading any money for an engagement, but they are giving you their time and their attention, which is valuable. However, if you have something that you can deliver easily with low friction for you, it becomes a win-win situation because you can identify maybe out of thousands of leads, the 10 or the 20 people who are very interested in your service, and they become the focus of your follow-up and your investment in sales development. Okay, the next step, the fifth step, is to have a very clear call to action. It can simply be the invitation to reply to the email to find out more. What you don't want to do is leave the prospect confused about what to do if they are actually interested in accessing your value. Step out super clearly what to do next if this email is hitting a nerve for them. Sixth tip is to be conversational and clear. It's easy in an outreach message to get carried away with exposition about your expertise and how you can help and solve a problem and all your years of experience. Write your email like you're having a simple and polite conversation with someone who is extremely busy and you don't have a lot of time to make a connection, offer value, and then make an invitation on what to do next. Be simple and to the point, and make sure you establish relevancy and value very quickly. Finally, and number 7, follow GDPR guidelines. Now, definitely research the data privacy guidelines for your particular region or part of the world, as it is important when emailing people who haven't given consent to hear from you. However, a universal etiquette of cold email is that you're allowed to message someone a point of relevancy to their business as long as you provide them the option to opt out of any future communication. And if they ask you, tell them how you got their contact details. You also can't subscribe them to your mailing list or other marketing materials after you've emailed them several times in a cold sequence. If they don't reply, then just recycle the lead after 3 to 6 months. So all in all, if you have a good list with the right leads, a great message speaking with relevancy to a tangible pain point, a desired solution, and an offer of value that is a no-brainer, low friction offer for that lead to say yes to quickly, a clear call to action, a simple and plain language, then you can enjoy higher than normal open rates, reply rates, and call booking rates. I challenge you not to give up on cold email. It is truly an amazing channel for cold outbound to secure more conversations and get more business into your pipeline. So if you would like help with your cold email campaigns, just reply below, comment, like. Be very happy to book a conversation and see how we can help you scale your business. But that brings me to the end of this video. I hope you found it valuable, and I'll see you in the next video.